Hello everyone and welcome back to Zielonka. This is episode 9 of our premium expansion playthrough. And as you can see, we're in the field ridging. We've got quite a few rows here ready to be planted, and then I did leave a gap just so we can have the vegetable harvester have some space to turn around. That way I don't have to go all the way to the other end of the field every time I turn around. So now we're going to keep working on that, and we'll just hire a worker for now to finish ridging while I grab the Fiat with our 6-row vegetable planter, and we're going to be planting red beets. And in this episode we are also going to be seeding this field here that we just plowed last episode. There were 5 separate fields, we put them all into one. We're going to be planting that with oats as well. So stay tuned. It's going to be a good one. It is still December, believe it or not. At the start of this month, we still had to finish the parsnip field. We finished harvesting the parsnip field, which we're now ridging and planting with red beets. We then harvested the red beets and the carrots, and we sold all our produce, and we plowed these 2 fields together. We plowed all 5 of those fields together. And now we're also going to be planting red beets and oats. So there's tons of stuff happening this season, this month. And it's very exciting. We did purchase that Kloss tractor a couple of episodes ago based off of results from a poll that you guys answered. At the time of recording, that Kloss was up, but now they are actually tied 50-50, so it's very interesting. If the Deutz-Fahr does end up winning, I may have to go with that at a later time, because obviously it didn't win by the time we recorded the video. Anyways, we will need to lease a harvester for both these vegetables when they're ready to harvest. We're going to go with the big one, and we need to lease a harvester for those oats when they're done. I would also like to go with a big harvester for that as well. And one thing I'm going to have to learn to get used to is all the paths being cut out. There's a path right there. What in the world? What is that texture from? Is this a glitch? What's going on here? What in the world? I don't know what this is about. What the heck? That's not supposed to happen. Why did it just start happening? This is the texture from harvested red beets. Why is it putting them down now? And why did it just kind of start in the middle of the field and spread like crazy? And now everywhere I go, it's doing that. What in the world? Well, that is very strange. There's no difference on the map. That is bizarre. What in the world? Okay then. Not sure what that's about. I guess I'll just keep on planting. That is really weird. I don't know if anyone else has run into this issue, but yeah, that's super strange. That's the texture for harvested red beets, and it's showing up while I'm planting. Didn't happen with the small 3-meter planter, and it didn't happen with this planter for a while, but it has started to happen, and it just kind of started, like, there it stopped for a bit. What's going on? I have no idea what this is about. If you guys know, please leave a comment and let me know what's going on here, because I am completely lost. I know it looks ugly and I don't like it on my field. I know that for sure. That's a bummer. I guess I can't really show this as part of the time lapse then. We got a couple of rows left on this cloth, and then we will leave an extra gap, just like that one there, before we get to the last bit. And then once we get done with the ridging, matter of fact, let's just lease this seeder right now. We're going with the Amazon Citon 15001 C. Not sure what the name means, but that's what it's called. And I want the BKTs. Lease that 10,500. Wowzers, that's expensive. That will do fertilizer as well as seed, which is good. Right, once we get, let's see. Once we get down to the end of the field, I'm going to turn around and come back up, and that's when we'll leave our gap. And we'll be doing that in the form of a time lapse. I do need to keep a close eye on that Fiat up there so he doesn't get into the gap area, of course. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoy it. planter is out of vegetables again. For some reason, man, red beets take forever to plant because of the fact that they just run out so fast. I'm still not sure what that texture is, man. That is bizarre. Maybe it's something about because I didn't plow. I just like subsoiled. I used a disc tiller, not a plow, so it didn't really dig deep into that, and I'm wondering if maybe there's some sort of a glitch with the new vegetables that if you don't plow, the texture remains like kind of under the soil. I'll see if when I plant this, the same thing happens. Because if the same thing happens when I plant this that's been plowed, I know there's some sort of other issue going on. And maybe it's like a conflict of mods or something. But if it's just that, then I'll think maybe it's on Giant software. And the fact that they have some weird texture hierarchy that's not working correctly. Anyways, it's not a super big deal. It looks bad. And the reason I chose to do red beets isn't because they make the most money. I think carrots actually make the most money. The reason I chose to do red beets, the reason I chose to do red beets is because I think they look the best. And unfortunately, they're not looking the best right now. Let's just grab these seeds. And it fills up super fast because it's only 32 liters. One thing that's super annoying with doing these kind of rows like I've been doing with the vegetables, you know, having a little path in the middle of the field, 2 of them, really annoying because I can't just leave a worker on it the whole time. I have to sit there and baby it. It's not the worst thing in the world, but it is a little frustrating because if I let the worker keep going, he'll plant on the path and it'll still plant vegetables there and completely make the whole thing useless, the whole path useless, so wouldn't want that. And I guess what I could do is like go on both sides of the path to just kind of outline it, because the worker will stop when he reaches a place that's already been planted. So if I just plant that whole row, then I wouldn't be able to, the worker wouldn't be able to plant it. I guess I could do that. I'll just try to keep a close eye on it. Right, let's select oats. Oops, I went past them. Oats. Unfold this big boy. And let's see here. I'm gonna do it differently than I plowed it up. When I plowed it, I went up and down this way. I'm gonna go side to side this way because I think it's a little bigger that way. So in order to do that, I gotta start on this edge of the field to do. I'll do 2 passes because this is a pretty wide seeder. Do 2 passes here, then 2 passes on the other side, and we'll see how that goes. And I do believe this is my first time ever using this in Farming Simulator 22. Actually, no. I believe I used it in the Lazy Acres first look. I think that's the only time I've used it. But that was a first look, and it was a modded version that held like 10 to 100 times the amount of normal. It was included with the map. It's a pretty interesting map. Not really my style, but interesting. Here's the end of the first pass. Let me make sure that guy's still got plenty of room. Yep, he's good. Time for pass number 2. Man, we've been working this thing hard. It's already got 2.8 hours. That's crazy. I'm so excited to see this field growing. That'll be like a big deal. Episode 10 maybe is when we'll kind of see this thing fully grown, ready to harvest. That would be cool. Could do kind of a see how far we've come type thing where we show off how the farm looks now versus how it would have looked if it was brand new. I don't think I've ever seen something like that before. Kind of showcasing, not really a map tour, because I haven't really done all that much. It's only been 10 episodes. Maybe it would be a bit premature to do that. Maybe I ought to wait till like 25 episodes or something. Just kind of drive around the map to see everything that I've done. And then, but before that, like, before we do that, drive around the stock, like the base map. Just load up a brand new game in New Farmer mode just to see kind of what it looks like before I kind of had my way with it. I made my impact. That would be cool. Okay, I think this guy... Oh no, he's fine. I shouldn't have canceled him. It is super hard to see where you've gone and where you haven't. There is a very slight color difference. Let me see if I can show it this way. You can see it's kind of darker here and lighter here. It's so minute. It's really hard to tell. Maybe you'll just... There, I guess you can see it there. It's kind of darker here, and then this edge here, this ridge, it's lighter above that. So that's the only way to tell what you've ridged, or what you've planted and what you haven't. So I don't know. I think they could have done a better job, but it's okay that they didn't, I guess. Whoa, that lowered a lot slower than I thought it would. Just gotta do our 2 passes this way, and we can really start the efficiency. I need to watch that guy because we're getting close. Oh, I did mess that up. If you cancel a worker that's planting at 11 miles an hour, you have to click the buttons to lower and turn on the planter really quick, because when you fire the worker, it picks the implement up and turns it off, unfortunately. Take a quick thumbnail there. Usually I don't do that on camera. Alright guys, enjoy the planting session part 2. And then we'll have to figure out what to do next. Probably some crop nursing, some planting, I'm doing planting, some spraying. Got to spray the weeds off if there's any of those. And some fertilizing. Wow, it looks like he lined that up perfectly. Fertilizing, spraying off the weeds, and just kind of taking looks at the field. And we do have productions to manage as well. We do own the soup factory. Sorry if I haven't mentioned that yet. We're making carrot soup, parsnip soup, and red beet soup until we get to around 40,000 liters with each of these. And then we will use those last 40,000 liters to make triple soup. And then once that's the case, once we've made triple soup, we will have made every single item that the soup factory can make, and we can not forget about it, because I did spend $135,000 on it. Can't just forget that. I'll keep using it. Obviously, it makes really good money. But we can kind of focus more heavily on another new production chain, which will be super cool. Well, guys, I think I may have gone with a little too big of a seeder for this. It's not taking much time at all. We are knocking this thing out fast. And maybe a little too fast, sadly. You know, it took me like an hour and a half to plow all these fields together. And it's probably going to be like 20 minutes to seed them all up. Which, you know, seeding is a lot faster than plowing. But I was hoping to have a little bit more balanced time scheduling, I guess. I don't know. Don't really know how to communicate that any better, sorry. Yeah, might have to save this for when we've got a little bit more fields under our belt. I thought the fields were bigger than they were, I guess is the problem. And maybe it's just, I thought the seeder was smaller than it actually is, and the fields are actually as big as I thought they were. It's still, a fairly sizable field, I guess. What am I trying to do here? Let's see the map. How does this compare to 55? Wow, this is bigger than the biggest singular field on the map. Can 55 be combined? Yeah, we could combine all those into one. Man. So the opportunity for huge fields in the map is not really there. And I think that's okay. But I kind of have to reevaluate the equipment that I can use, because this is just maybe not too big. You know, if I had many fields, this would be great, because I knocked out this field in 20 minutes and then I go into another field in 20 minutes, and 3 fields takes an hour. That's a pretty good timing, I would say. But these 2 fields are like all I have. These 2, because I used to have 7 and now I plowed them all in together, so we've got 2 fields. And I'm going to spend 30 minutes planting the entire year's crop. That's barely any time at all. Anyways, just to note, for next year we should use a smaller seeder. No big deal, just something I was thinking about. But with this little half of a pass, I guess it's a little bit more than half, we will have the main section of the field done. I keep the hydraulics lower the implement down a lot slower than I keep thinking they do. And I'm adjusting a little too slow, so I keep leaving these little slivers everywhere when I pick it up and lower it down. So I'll need to go and pick those up real quick, and then we're just going to hit this just back and forth like we plowed it. But first I want to get this sliver here. And I hope we have enough seeds. I don't know if we will. It'll be close. I think we probably will have enough, just because we got a bit of a pallet over there too. I'm not sure how much is in that, but hopefully it's a fair bit. Alright. Oh, I think I left a dot. Let's get back. Grab that real quick. Okay, I thought I missed it again. I'm going crazy. I suppose I could look and see if there's a contract for seeding, because I've got this giant seeder. Let's see here. A lot of harvesting. That's it. Wow. What's the priciest harvesting contract? Man, the fields are worth nothing on this. That's crazy. 7,500. Wow. Alright, let's park this in the farmyard. Gotta fill this guy up, because he just has one little pass left. Cotton. That would be fun to get into. Just one little pass left, and then the red beets will be planted. And then we will actually be able to go to sleep and wake up, and as I said, spray off any weeds. Actually, now that I say that, I don't think there will be any, except for like the middle paths there, because when you ridge, no weeds grow. When you plow, no weeds grow. So most of this field, like probably 98% of the field is plowed, and probably like 85 to 90% of that field up there has been ridged, so that means no weeds. Which, yeah, I mean, that's fine. I was just kind of excited to spray off some weeds. I haven't gotten to use the new sprayers. What the heck? Maybe I should do that instead of the fertilizer spreader. Okay, let's get back up there and do that, and then we will be moving into January. January it is, and the red beet fields are looking fantastic, except for these little weird texture things that happen sometimes. It's the first crops that are directionally planted. So if you plant them this way, they line up in rows this way. If you plant them this way, they line up in rows that way. Except I planted them this way and they lined up in rows that way. So yeah, they got some issues, unfortunately. And all these weeds are just from where I accidentally planted on the path instead of where I had ridged. That happened last time. There were places where I'd missed with the ridger where weeds grew. It's negligible. I mean, look at how many weeds there are in this whole field. A tiny strip there, a couple of dots around everywhere else, and that's it. But the whole field has been only once fertilized. Same with the oat field, which is also looking very good, I might add. Looks a lot like grass in its first few growth stages. As I was rounding December in and kind of ending it off, I realized I don't have a shed yet. I have a house, I got a silo, I got a chicken coop with some doors that I can't use, and I got this little shack that does have a door that I can use, but all my tractors are too big to fit in it. Which begs the question, what the heck do I use this thing for? Could put pallets in there. Do I really want to put pallets in there? I could put tools in there, and I could put like seed bags in there. Anyways, basically what I'm trying to say is I now know one of the things we're going to do once we get money. We're going to have to kind of develop our little farmyard. Give it a little bit more life. And I'm excited for that. We could maybe spruce it up a little bit. Give it some trees and bushes and paths. I don't want to ruin it though. It is beautiful right now, just the way it is. I'm worried that if I do too much, I'll ruin it, and I don't want to ruin it. Let's check the contracts. Got a couple of cultivating contracts, a bunch of harvesting contracts, and that's it. Used vehicle sale has this Zetor Proxima. I like it, I'm not going to lie. It's pretty cool. I have no use for it at all, but I still kind of want to take out a loan and buy it, and that scares me. We do need to check the production. I'll get this field getting fertilized on a worker, and then we'll check our productions. The soup factory is the only one we've got so far. Whoa, that's heavy. Is that on max width? No, it's not. There we go. Right, let's check those productions. We're down to 70,000 parsnips, 100,000 red beets, 129,000 carrots, and we've got a lot of pallets, I assume. Yeah, look at those. That's parsnip soup. That's red beet soup, and that's carrot soup. So they are... Yeah, you got little carrots on there. This one's got little red beets, and looks like little parsnips. Not the best looking textures, but I mean, those are tiny little cans, so that's actually pretty impressive that they even modeled those to be that accurate. That fertilizer spreader could do each of those fields in 1.5 passes, and now it looks small on this field. I mean, we're gonna do like 6 passes for the whole field, which is crazy. I still want to have it on a worker just because they're going to be way more accurate. And there are, of course, little dots and splotches of weeds on this field from where I couldn't get to with the plow. Those aren't a big deal at all. So it's pretty chill. I mean, we're going to fertilize. We're going to keep going through the growth of the crops. Going to keep looking at this time-saving stock check mod to see when a good time to sell would be. And of course, now is a good time to sell. But I haven't really built up a lot of pallets yet, so I'd only make about 100,000, which is a lot of money. 100,000 is crazy, but we'll save it. I want to sell it all, not all at once, but I want to sell most of it at once. Anyways, I hope you guys have enjoyed this episode. I'm going to get these crops fertilized. We're going to fill our tractor up. This Fiat is running low on gas. We'll fill it up and take it to the store, to the workshop, and get it repaired. And then, honestly, you know, it'll be really chill. We'll sleep through the nights and get the crops ready for harvest, and that's what we're going to be doing next episode, believe it or not, is harvesting the crops that we planted today. So expect a bit of a gap in real life between these episodes. This is episode 9, I believe. Maybe it's 10, I don't remember, I'm sorry. We've been doing a lot, and I feel like the full shop challenge has been kind of neglected, so we're going to get to that and do some solid work on that. So hope you guys are excited for that as much as I am, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.